This is Hollywood Today Live Digital Edition. Tweet us at @officialHTO. We welcome your comments, concerns, and of course, compliments.
Okay.
I am Amanda Salas.
And I'm Amy Pavard. Our next guest is an actress you know from HBO's The Wire, from the acclaimed film Middle of Nowhere, and now you can catch her on the Oprah Winfrey Network on Tyler Perry's If Loving You Is Wrong. Take a look at that right now.
Has he called?
No, sweetheart.
But my calendar said he was supposed to be here. You said 6 days.
Yes, I did. I know.
Are you worried about him?
Your daddy is a strong man. He is going to be just fine.
Can you try and call him?
We're not going to do that, sweetheart, okay? We're going to wait for him to call us.
Oh.
Goosies.
Wow.
Goosies. Please welcome Edwina Findley.
Hi. Hello.
Wow.
You look gorgeous in your summer brights.
Oh, thank you.
It's so hot out there, right?
I mean, it's so hot here in LA.
know.
I'm like a New York girl, so anytime I get a chance to do strapless
I
and,
know, yeah, great
heels
show.
and sandals, I'm like, yes.
Endless summer here in California.
Yes, I love
Okay,
it.
so let's talk about the show.
Yes.
Amazing. Wow, heart-wrenching. Yeah, such
Thank
great
you.
material for you.
It is. It is. You know, I love amazing writers. You know what I mean? Like working with David Simon on The Wire and on Treme and working on with Ava DuVernay on Middle of Nowhere. And, you know, and then I'm from the theater. You know, I went to NYU and I trained in theater in New York and, you know, and all of that. And so being able to work in television and still have like meaty roles and wonderful complexity, you know, amongst our characters and relationships is really a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a single widowed mother on the show, but you have a budding romance with Travis, whose real name is Denzel. Come on, how cool is it to brag
Right.
that you get to like make out with Denzel, right? Just say like Denzel.
And the funny thing is, he was literally named after Denzel Washington. I'm like, how old are you that you were named after Denzel
Right?
Washington?
Oh my goodness, so true.
But yes, he's my love interest. And actually, I mean, we've been together for several years. My son is 7, and my son does not even know that that's not his dad.
Oh.
He does not know. I mean, we've been together that long. And so my character has really kind of fantasized that we're going to be married and we're going to have a home together. And so she sort of, you know, jumps out on a limb and gets this house
Right.
in order to surprise her man when he comes home. And I think she's the one that's surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, two big
So
heavy...
for all the ladies who've had their hearts broken,
Oh, no,
you
it's coming?
understand, you
Oh,
understand
no.
what that is. Yeah, it's coming.
Your character, though, is a very strong, independent woman.
She is.
Is that close to who you are?
It is very, but you know what? I used to think that, you know, women are just strong and independent and that's who we are and that's what we do and we make it work. And that's how I've always been. And I think what we do, though, is sometimes we can cover over the vulnerability, right? Because most of us don't want to have to make it work on our own. We do because we have to, not necessarily because we want to. And I remember when I started dating my now husband.
Bling bling.
Thank
Wait,
you.
let's see. I want to see.
Oh,
Very, very pretty.
Thank you. But we've been married almost 2 years. In November it'll be 2
Congrats.
years. Thank you. But I was just so independent. I was always doing my own thing. And so he was like, well, let me carry this and let me open this and let me, you know, I'm like, oh no, I got it. You know, and
Yeah.
he's like, well, let me change that light bulb. I'm like, I got it. And meanwhile, I'm climbing on dressers and like about to fall off. And I'm like, I've got it.
I can
I'm
do it.
fine.
Yeah, I'm
really
fine.
okay. You know, and I think a lot of women have been there, you know, especially
I'm gonna twist
mothers.
you back while you're talking.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm
Reshift.
getting my hair.
She's looking out.
You know, but I'm like, a lot of women, especially mothers and single mothers, you know, go through so much just trying to balance everything. And a lot of professional women, which my character is a professional woman, and we're really saying, hey, you know, we're looking for that knight in shining armor. And so Kelly is really hoping that that's him and convinced that it is. And then you just start to see some of the complexity of relationship begin to unfold with me and all of the characters. All of us are going through our own experiences as far as love, hence
Yeah.
the title.
What a
If
great
Loving
cast.
You Is Wrong.
If Loving You Is Wrong. It's a great cast, and 6 Degrees right here. You know Tiffany Haddish.
I do. She's one of my
Hey, she's a friend of the shows and Bite Size TV. And you want to know what's
Does she
funny?
make you crack up every time?
She makes me crack up.
Hilarious.
She stopped by the studio a few months ago and had a script in her hand and asked me to read lines with her. Guess what that show was?
Not for this. So you must have pulled out that little ghetto mama. Because that's the type of role she plays in the show. Like, I want to see you give that. What were you giving her back?
I was playing a male part. So I was.
You were?
Yeah. So
Oh,
you were
it must be the guy that she has a big crush on.
I was
in the
giving
show.
her some real manly realness.
Okay,
You know?
got you. Well, it's not hard to be attracted to you, dear. You
She's so right about that.
so much.
So there's some big heavyweight producers behind this show as well.
Yes,
I mean,
Miss Oprah Winfrey and Mr. Tyler Perry. Yes.
On their own, those two carry a lot of
yeah.
clout, but together, I mean, amazing.
It's so inspiring working
Yeah.
with them. I mean, I've always looked up to them. You know, I admire them as business people. I admire them as artists. You know, and Tyler Perry's like a septuple threat. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
writing,
He does
directing,
it all.
producing, acting.
everything.
And then if you just visit the studios down there where we film, I mean, he built an entire neighborhood for us.
Incredible.
Wow.
It's like our Wisteria Lane. You
That's
know,
right.
like we're not in a studio. Like we have real houses upstairs, downstairs. You know, he built a baseball diamond, and you know, and so we really enjoy, you know, as a cast. Just being able to live our characters' lives, you know what I'm saying? Like to be in our homes and with our children. And, you know, when you're in the arts, you have to willingly suspend disbelief,
Of course.
right? But it makes it so much easier when you're able to be in an environment that's characteristic of what your character actually lives in. And that's really nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. So
Absolutely.
no facades for you guys. It's the real deal.
It is the real deal.
And you guys are a very close-knit cast.
As soon as we got there, we went to the spa together, we got our nails done together, we had dinner together, and we just were very vulnerable with one another and sharing our own stories. And it was amazing how much our own stories mirrored some of the storylines
That's
in the show.
true.
And I think a lot of women will relate to that when they watch the show. They're all going to say, oh, that's me, or that's my girlfriend, or that's my best friend, you know.
Absolutely. When you're
Go ahead.
when you're not busy giving us goosies with your on-screen performance, you're actually a motivational speaker.
Exactly what I was going to ask.
Oh, is it? Oh, we're so connected.
I want to hear about this.
Yeah.
Incredible. So how did that all begin, and
You
where
know,
do you go?
it began right after 9/11 in New York City because, you know, as you can imagine, the whole city was going through a traumatic period. And I started working with a psychologist and teamed up with him and just started doing all these inspirational workshops all over New York City. I was in the projects, I was at churches, I was at universities, and then it just kind of spread and spread and spread, and I ended up receiving these invitations all over the country, and so I started my own organization. It's called Abundant Life U. Now my husband is the CEO of it. And we have a whole team, and we travel all over the country, and we just motivate people to discover their purpose and live their dreams.
Love
and I
that.
feel like that's what I'm blessed to do in my own life, and I just want to share that with so many other people.
Oh, we love that. Well, you guys can catch all new episodes of If Loving You Is Wrong Tuesday nights at 9 on OWN, the Oprah Winfrey Network. And thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Lovely.
Pleasure.
Well, it's a busy red carpet today, as you can see. The original Sebastian Roche is here. Mad Men and Dear White People star Tiana Paris is here. So catch them all on Hollywood Today Live, Digital Edition.